What's up, guys? Wanted to make this quick video going over what we should get in the DLC pack 3. Now, at this point, I feel like we should get everything that I'm going to put in this video, because for the weight and just for the context of how they treated this game, these should have been in the game to officially call it a sequel, to fix all problems. I feel like that we should not just continue to let the company just choose what we receive. I feel like we just have to make our voices heard and demand the bare minimum from these companies. Although, I mean, at the end of the day, they can do whatever they want, but I'm gonna put my opinion out there because as a core fan of the series, it's not that sad that other YouTubers are making it more dramatic, but it's more so of how they're treating the promotion of this game, how they're treating something that's still currently being waited on from many players who still play this game. That's why there are so many players falling off, because it's like, why should they care if the company does not care who plays their game, if they don't care how their game runs? Yes, they did patches in the past, but it doesn't justify. It's like they try to do that to soften the blow for this long wait period. But in this video, I'm going to cover over a lot of things that we should be getting in DLC pack 3 that would justify the long wait, starting with more maps. Now, when I was playing Tenkaichi 3, it is embarrassing to see that without me even having to complete the game and unlock the hidden maps, these maps are still more distinct and in abundance compared to Sparking Zero. I'm talking about, we're missing the glaciers, we're missing the Kame lookout, we're missing Kame's house, we're missing Horn's lookout tower, we're missing Kame's house, we're missing the area where the street goes through and it's like a highway where the truck came in during the Android saga. We're missing the Janemba, the Hell stage. We're missing the Space stage, the Planet Vegeta stage. It was just so much diversity, and that was just the base. That was their bare minimum, for Tenkaichi 3. And we're over here stuck with like the same maps that you see in Battle of Z and Xenoverse, and like it's just, it takes away the importance and the immersion of these games, because those were the settings where most of the iconic fights took place. Like, why showcase? I seen someone's comment in my previous video, why do a whole trailer showcase showing movie characters, yet we got no maps to reflect that? What about the stage that we fight with Bojack? That would have been sick. What about the Tournament of Power, or not even the Tournament of Power, but like when Universe 6 was going against Universe 7, like they did not care. And I bet you, bro, oh my god, I would throw my controller if we do not get the any Daima maps for this DLC pack 3. I am going to throw my controller on live. It's a PS4 controller, so I don't care. But that's just the maps. Now, second, we should be getting more outfits. For one, they should increase what items are available in the shop, or maybe unlock these outfits behind the bonus battles, or anything. They can do anything to make it better. Every player that I know has gazillion amounts of Zenny, because for what, we can't buy shit with it. There's nothing wantable to buy in the shop. More outfits would have been the perfect solution, yet Budokai 3, Tenkaichi 3 had this as bare minimum. I'm reminding you, and it was a PS2 game. Modders can do this in less than a week, so it's like, what are they? They're just trying to figure out how to monopolize it, how to monetize it. That's why it takes this long. That's why you don't see companies cater to the consumers, because they are trying to figure out how can they get out of this, and it's sad. Like, you're gonna say that this game already has customizable features, but no, we're missing Krillin's third outfit that was showcased on Budokai 3, with hair. We're missing Goku's GT outfit with the blue gi on. We're missing Vegeta's GT outfit where he has like the leather pants. We're missing Cyberman, like, bro, Cyberman alt colors. Like, what? We don't even have different colors for the Cybermen. We're missing every character in Tenkaichi 3 had one alt color, just in case you ran into mirror matches, and we don't have nothing. It was just like, it was cool to play as a blue cell, you know. It was like nice little Easter eggs. It shows you like how bare minimum the item shop we have is now. There was more customizable features like auras. You were able to place a Super Saiyan 4 aura on Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan, you know. And it just had so much customizable features that even if you chose a character, there was like 3 custom slots because they had stats. They had like a more immersive system to boost up your characters in Tenkaichi 3, so you can take those custom characters into the fights. You can take these characters with unique stats and customizable auras into these fights, and all of it is removed for what? Because the game looks better. That is an excuse, because if that is the reason, then every sequel that we should expect, we should be afraid of. If they can just use the argument, oh, because we have to make the graphics better, we took it out, right? It's so dumb. Then we have Shallot, right? Shallot is a big problem because this is giving me the same feeling of when we had Raging Blast 2, I think it was one of them, and they gave us Tarble, right? Tarble was Vegeta's brother, but he was a Saiyan that they gave us, and all he just had a base form. It was just base form Tarble. In a sense, that makes it is more okay for that, because in the show we didn't see Tarble go Super Saiyan. Yeah, we have Kaba, and people might treat Kaba like the new Tarble, but Shallot, when they did the collab, we are aware that Shallot is a Saiyan that is able to he has 5 forms, yet they only dropped his base form. And if they only leave it like that, that is such a blue ball tech. Like, they just quickly try to monetize and do their collab with Dragon Ball Legends. They didn't even show or give the care of how distinct and unique this character is. They just give us the bare minimum of Shallot, and I am still holding on to the fact that Shallot is just an indicator of maybe future season passes in which they can update him like how they did with Goku Daima with his other forms. You know, Shallot had other customizable outfits, and we only have his bare battle outfit. We don't even have Giblet, bro. Like, Giblet would have been an awesome alternate outfit. Just throw in a bonus battle and give it to us as a reward. You know, like, these things are so... yeah, that's why I'm putting these in a list that we should be getting this, bro. The DLC pack 3 wait is so long that we should be getting these as bare minimum. But the rest of the Daima characters better be in this bitch. Like, I'm not even... There's a lot of YouTubers like Slow Plays and who else, Techstar, and some other people who be making videos, and they try to make these roster videos with the DLC packs, and they try to use previous patterns like, well, the last DLC pack gave us 5 characters technically and transformations. No, fuck that 5 character limit. We, like, just like how they told us the game's roster was going to be a certain amount, and they lied to us, and I knew they were going to lie to us. I'm going to treat that same perspective with the DLC, right? They said under 20 characters or so, around 20, you know, a little over 20 characters. They have no limit. They make the rules, so why are they trying to limit themselves? Like, I feel like we deserve Goma, you know, both forms, small and big. We deserve a Goku Daima and a Vegeta Daima adult with their transformations. We deserve, and that includes, you know, like at least Super Saiyan 1 to 3, and then 3 to 4, because we need that cutscene that Goku did to get into the 4th transformation. We need Goku Mini Super Saiyan 3, Goku Mini Super Saiyan 4. We need Vegeta Adult Super Saiyan 3 as well as his base form, and then it'll be cool if they just call it Ultra Vegeta 1 as a reference, just like how they kind of have like little name references in Tenkaichi 3 for Piccolo and what's his name? Someone else gets I think it's Roshi when you do the tournament. We should be getting the Tanagamis 1 through 3. Maybe that's why it's taking so long, because of the unique fighting style of the Tanagamis. You know, I would say the first one would be easier because you can just kind of model him how they did Sword Trunks and Tapion, so they're already used to sword users. 2 and 3 kind of uses a spear and a hammer, so I wonder if they're just trying to make a unique playstyle for them. But I believe we deserve all 3 of them, as well as Majin Du, and he better have a boost form that showcased that Super Saiyan 3. On top of that, you know, if they give us freaking Pansy, I would rather, why give us Pansy, bro? Like, they might as well give us Mini Supreme Kai as well as Mini Piccolo. And that all of those characters should make up the roster for this game. And that would like, I'm telling you, they would get so much forgiveness because they went they tried to complete the package. And if this does not come with a Daima stage, I'm a flip. You guys will see me on live stream and I will throw that controller. For the release of this update, it's very sad because I feel like this is most likely true, just like how all previous updates came out around like the 21st with early access and then the 24th afterwards. They might follow that same trend because the first week of September, I don't know if they're going to be focused on this update still because of the Gekken Squad mobile game coming out. I feel like they're going to be more focused on trying to promote that new release, because why would they dwindle players to go on a different game at the same time of a release of their newer game? So I feel like they're legit going to reserve the first 2 weeks of September to promote this game. The perfect thing that they could do, and I hope they do, is use some type of promotional video with the squad game and showcase, like, tease Goku Daima Super Saiyan 4 adult for Sparking Zero, you know, with that release date. If they don't use that to tease Sparking Zero content, yeah, it's dead, bro. It's really sad for the release date of this last pack, because it's for sure going to come out at the end of September, and they did not, even though we're in the last month of this release window, we have not heard any tweets from them. We haven't heard or seen any hype buildup for this last pack, and it just scares you, because it's like, bro, are we going to get a season 2? If we get a season 2, bro, expect a 1 year timeline of receiving this. Like, you might as well just come back 2 years later and that whole season pass stress will be gone, because you waited your time. But I honestly think it is still going to come out at the end of September, and we're not going to see any news about it. Next, I just want to talk about, they need to add more old tech to this game. If you play Tenkaichi 2, you were able to block in 4 directions, or technically 5: neutral, up, down, left, and right. Tenkaichi 3 kind of took down the left and right, and then, you know, Sparking Zero followed in those footsteps. But bringing that back would still add more immersion to the blocking mechanics. You know, if you're blocking neutrals and they're trying to do a heavy smash left and right, the left and right heavy smash should go through a neutral block, right? Because it does not make sense for them to always block it if they're just blocking without holding any directional input. But if they were to add that, I'm telling you, the immersion will go up. And there's a reward system for blocking the right way. You know, they replaced it with the revenge counter, so you basically don't have to guess anymore. They took out the tech to where if you're getting caught, you were able to people use it now. Like, that's why I realized people use Jiren and Android Gamma 1 and 2, or anybody with an Android barrier or explosive wave, when they can't Z-guard online. Like, that's like their back off me move. But that was a hidden tech in Tenkaichi 3 that every character was able to do that, but it took away like a big chunk of your life. And that was a perfect system, because it's balanced, you know. Yeah, you get out the combo, but you also, for ruining their combo, you got your life halved, or not halved, but you got some of your life taken away. They took that out. They took away the sonic sways, or the jump attacks where you can jump and go into a heavy with the triangle. They took out the speed and the movement tech of how you would heavy smash and you're able to fly and get behind them and your body would stop. It felt like you had more freedom in the older games, and this one is kind of more controlled, just so it can look prettier. And I just wish that they add those old tech back into the game. You know, fixing sonic sway. Back then, sonic sway, right now I feel like for classic I have to click circle and triangle at the right moment they hit me to do the sonic sway. Like, it's so different from Tenkaichi 3, when back then, if you were able to catch an opponent's neutral from just blocking, like, you can sonic sway. You just hold circle and then click triangle, and it felt so good, and it looks way better kind of, I mean, both Sonic Sways look really good, but people might argue, oh, a lot of people might Sonic Sway too much, but that's your fault for getting caught in the neutral. Second, you're able to Z-guard after the end of a Sonic Sway, which is easy to read because I feel like all Sonic Sways except for fucking Ultra Instinct Goku's, you can Z-guard. Even if they hit you, you're able to, there's a teleport window to appear behind them. So there's a lot of like there's a lot of counters to fixing the Sonic way back to the original Tenkaichi 3 way. Not how when this game first released, because everybody was able to spam that shit, but more so of how Tenkaichi 3 handled it. I also want them to fix classic controls. It's still broken. For one, if you guys were to do a heavy smash and wanted to lead it into a super attack or a dash attack, for some reason it just registers the triangle button only and you teleport and then you can do it. But a lot of players are mad because that first initial teleport can get the player out their combo string. So fixing that like input, there's like a weird input to where from a smash attack you can't do a super attack. You gotta like wait too long, and by that point the player can already like recover and block it. So it's like it's not like how it used to be, and I hope that they fix those windows and those inputs for classic controls. Especially like switching characters, bro, that is a pain on classic control. Next, I would say they need to have way more better rewards for ranked or online, or even those legendary battle modes that they bring out. The titles are not wantable. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to play the mode if the rewards are titles. I don't care. I beat people with the Z rank title and it doesn't matter. Like, titles don't really matter in this game, you know. Yeah, you're trying to make your gamer profile card look better, but at the end of the day, just go back to what we want from like Tenkaichi 3. Just add more costumes, add more capsules that have different auras. It was a fun way, like it was fun to play tournament mode and the other offline modes, because you would gain these certain resources and took it to Bobity's shop, and there was like a fusion system in that game to where you would combine things that you unlocked, and sometimes combining things will unlock a character, sometimes it will unlock outfit, sometimes it will unlock aura, but it was just more immersive than what we are getting now. Now we just buy everything out of the shop. So if they're just making it the bare minimum, at least add more items in the shop, because bro, it's like, I'm not going to sweat my dick off online or on this mode that you have with the BS CPU for a title. Like it has to be way better than that. I feel like it'll be easier for them. They don't have to, but adding old tracks from the previous titles would be amazing. If you look at Tenkaichi 1 through 3, they don't really have the same music, so I understand, but as a DLC pack, since we live in the world in the age of DLCs, I don't see how that would be hard for them to implement if they have all the license for that. Finally, I'm tired of them always like, what else? I think Bleach does this, where you can fight characters and you just can't play as those characters. So I hate that concept. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has the easiest adaptation to fix this, because they have us have Goku, Gohan Black, yet we can't even play as him. So why show us that? Like, if you gave us a bare minimum and then you also teased us that you can create any character you want in this game and we can't even play as them. You gave us Super Saiyan 3 Broly and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in Raging Blast 2. You gave us Tarble. You gave us there was other characters like Cooler's Squad, Cooler's other henchmen, but you want like one character, like that would have been a awesome reward and made this game unique from the other titles to give us that character. But I'm tired of these games creating characters that we can't even play as, because it will work perfectly as like a bonus character, or like there's Spopovich, or not even Spopovich, Hachiyak was like unique to Raging Blast 2, and that was awesome. So they could have just done the same thing. So I don't know why they just gave up and only made it playable to where hackers and modders had to do something so you can like still use him, but it's not an official method. But yeah, that would have been an easy W for them, yet they fumbled on that. I honestly just feel like if they just released this game, if they're going to give us all these ass treatment, they could have just released like a remastered version of any of the Budokais or Tenkaichi 3 series or Tenkaichi series, and that would have been, more people would have been on the remasters than this, I'm telling you. So I honestly am upset of how they're treating it, unless you guys just like watching me whoop people's ass and online. But other than that, yeah, if you guys are still expecting for DLC Pack 3 to drop within the first week of September, I honestly doubt it because of that other mobile game that's coming out. But I can 100% assure you that we better get something within the middle of this month. And that's probably the window that we're going to get this update. But thank you guys for watching. This video is a little longer than my previous one. I did not want it to be this long, but I honestly don't think we should just lay on the ground and get the bare minimum. Again, we should demand what we should expect, and they should know. Maybe that's why all of our opinions are on YouTube, and that's why there is a delay, because they've been listening to us. So I appreciate you guys' your support and your attention and watching throughout this video. But that's pretty much it. But I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Like always, be safe, keep up the grind, and I'll see you guys next time.